We brought Bill Baruch on the other day to give you an options trade heading into the earnings report. He's going to join us now to review what he did and what he's doing now. Thank you for coming on. So what's the deal with this trade now? Just refresh our memories for our viewers, the trade you put on and now what you're doing.
Yeah, this was a very speculative trade ahead of earnings. I bought for myself the 110, 125 call spreads that expired December 20th. So it gave me time on it. I paid $2.75. Now, given this move here with Micron after earnings, I have exited this trade. I have taken it within about the first 45 minutes after the bell opened. I legged out with an average price of $6.12.
Okay. So you're done with this now. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not going to put another position on in Micron. You wouldn't own the shares outright. I mean, give me an idea of how you're thinking about it from here.
We own Micron in portfolios, and it's about number 15 coming into the day, probably a little higher now. I love the name. Now, just give you an idea here with the option structure itself. The option spread is $15 wide. And every time I come on the show and talk about these option trades, I talk about that back of napkin math. You want to take the price that you're paying and divide it into the width of the spread. And you want that number, you want that result to be at least 4, because that helps your profit potential. So in this case, it was 15. And half of that spread is $7.50. You know, if you're paying a divisible by 4, you can double that pretty well. And we paid $2.75, and a double there would be almost $6. So that's where that comes into positioning. So $7.50 would be the max. In my mind, I got close enough there this morning on the open. I'm locking this in. I'm stepping away. Bulls make money, bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered. Now, I love the name, high bandwidth memory. You got to know this. And viewers out there, you have to know this. The total addressable market, TAM, they talked about in the earnings call yesterday. In 2003, it was about $5 billion. And in 2023. In 2025, it's going to be $25 billion. Now, they're not the only name in the space, but this makes the chips more power efficient. This is going to be a big name in this chip space as AI becomes bigger and bigger here in the years to come.
All right. And I noticed that you also trim nearly everything in your concentrated portfolio. Let's cover that quickly, if you could. Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Marathon, Alphabet, Broadcom, Tesla. Why did you trim 9 of your 10 stocks here?
Yeah, we are a little cautious. We in this concentrated fund, you know, I don't buy any put protection, and now we do in our main portfolios some slight put protection to kind of get us through this next couple of months, next couple of weeks, sort of thing. Now, we don't protect our downside in this concentrated portfolio. And I saw the way the market had reacted out of this. It's been a massive run. And sometimes it's nice to just take some chips off the table. We went from about 20% cash down to 5% cash on September 13th, September 14th. This has been a big run out of it. So what we've done here is get back to about 18% cash. You know, we have a lot of data coming out over this next week. There's a lot of exuberance in the market. And a couple of things from the macro standpoint, you know, I know Liz, I think it was Liz that talked about exporting deflation from China. And that's one of the things that now that they're doing this stimulus is actually going to stop that. But with crude oil, it's rolled over pretty sharply here today. Now, I don't want to get too macro, but it's really would offset what China's doing. And I don't like to see crude oil rolling over. The bonds are lower, meaning yields are higher. I think the market is a little wonky right now. And given the election in 2016 and 2020, we've seen big run-ups after uncertainties were removed after the election, no matter who won. And I think we're seeing some front-running of that right now. So I'm just going to take some chips off the table. It's been a nice run, and I want to watch a few rounds here for a moment.
All right. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon. Bill Baruch updating us on some of those trades.